Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 games based on movies. For this list, we're looking at the best games based on movies. These can be games directly adapted from films or a continuation of the story. Keep in mind, we will not be including Disney and Lego games, as those have lists of their own. Which game based on a movie is your favorite? Let us know if it made it on the list in the comments below. Now, on to the top 10. Number 10. Shrek 2.
It'll be a long journey, and nobody wants to see me hungry. Why don't we just get some parfaits? You know, ones with whipped cream. Oh, I love whipped cream. Ogres eat nature, not parfaits.
The big mean ogre has had a lot of duds in his gaming career, but that isn't to say there weren't any shiners. Shrek 2 was one of those rare gems that provided us plenty of multiplayer fun. Sure, it was simplistic in its gameplay and puzzles, but the level design and unique cast of playable characters made the game an absolute blast. In other words, it was a game that could make any ogre smile, no matter how nasty and foul they may be. If only future Shrek games capitalized on this rather than ripping off more successful games.
Well, you've been a bad little kitty.
Please, do not terminate me. I can take you to the Grande Fere Madre.
Number 9. The Thing. When the original creator of an IP gives their approval, you know it has to be good. Developed by Computer Artworks, The Thing successfully replicated the same sense of fear that the original movie instilled. As Captain Blake, players must work with other NPC characters without doing anything that may raise suspicion. Act funny, and your comrades may believe you to be the titular creature and gun you down. Unique in concept and design, The Thing was about as terrifying as John Carpenter's film. We'd say we want a port or a remake, but that would just be Among Us, wouldn't it?
Roger, Colonel, this is Blake.
Have you found anyone yet?
Nothing yet. I just arrived. The storm is worsening. May take a while to find anything.
Number 8. Ghostbusters, the video game. The Ghostbusters have had a pretty sketchy history in video games, dishing out more atrocity than quality. However, Ghostbusters the video game was that rare moment in time where the developers actually cared about the IP. Not only did primary cast members reprise their roles, but Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis even doctored the script, officially confirming the game was virtually the third Ghostbusters story. With a thrilling story, tricky to find collectibles, and enough action to trash a hotel, it's no wonder people were excited for this game to hit modern consoles 10 years later.
They'll start at 50% capacity. That should keep any burning or tissue damage to a minimum.
Hey, if you're gonna burn any tissue, do it to the new kid. You can't use Ray. Our mortgage is in his name.
Number 7. The SpongeBob SquarePants Movie.
Started out as a simple order. A Krabby Patty with cheese.
So what went wrong?
When the customer took a bite, no cheese! Oh, this has never happened before!
Ah yes, the amazing Mr. Absorbency's video games are almost money printers, even if they end up bad. The SpongeBob SquarePants Movie, the game based on the movie, was one of his more golden moments, offering up creative level design, hilarious writing, and fun upgrades. On top of that, it boasted a large number of bonus challenges ranging from basic and goofy to tricky and difficult. Even if it was a pain in the butt to complete, there's no doubt that this was one of SpongeBob's best outings, next to Battle for Bikini Bottom, of course.
Hey, buddy! Come on up here and join the party!
SpongeBob!
Number 6. Friday the 13th, the game. Despite a messy launch and shoddy visuals, Friday the 13th, the game, was one of the most fun licensed games to have come out in recent years. One player controls Jason and must hunt down 7 other players like the vermin they are, offing them in brutal and hilarious ways. This was practically the ultimate love letter for Friday the 13th fans, containing references aplenty through death animations, costumes, additional characters, and locations. It even served a helping of single-player content in the form of offline challenges and the puzzling virtual cabin. We may never have gotten to play as Jason X, but this was a game that would have made Mother proud.
You've done your job well, and Mommy is pleased. Come home, sweetie.
Number 5. Mad Max. The Mad Max franchise is ripe for video game material, but before 2015, it only had the 1990 NES game, which was solid in its own way. When Warner Brothers handed the license to Avalanche Studios, almost all expectations were blown out of the water. While melee combat was a little too similar to the Batman Arkham games, the game replicated all of the cool moments of the Mad Max films through its vehicular combat, convoy routes, and car customization. Even the explosions and gritty visuals felt like they were torn straight from Fury Road. Needless to say, this was an excellent title all around. Number 4. Spider-Man 2. If Insomniac's Spider-Man and Miles Morales games felt a tad familiar, then you'd probably played Spider-Man 2. Despite the game not aging too well in controls and writing, Spider-Man 2 successfully tweaked the story to include more villains and more missions without sacrificing gameplay. In addition to awesome appearances from Spidey's foes, you could stop crimes, test your web swinging in time trials, or zip across the city to deliver pizzas. Basically, this was a game that made you feel like Spider-Man. If you're curious to know more about the game, be sure to check out our retro review of it over on Mojo Plays.
Sorry to leave you hanging, Rhino, but I don't want to be accused of poaching. I think the police should be able to handle you at this point. Have fun.
Number 3. Alien Isolation. The Aliens franchise had left a bad taste in everyone's mouths after the disastrous Aliens Colonial Marines. Leave it to Creative Assembly and Sega to turn the ship around and remind us why we should be terrified of not just xenomorphs, but androids too. Very rarely do you get a minute to breathe and collect your thoughts as you're hunted down by rogue robots and the murderous extraterrestrials. It was also impressive on a technical level as the game used its own engine for lighting and artificial intelligence, creating a believable and frightening environment that would make any science fiction fan smile, and maybe cower. You're really in for a scare here. Number 2. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game. Many know it as the poster child of delisted games. Others know it as one of the best beat-em-ups of the 2010s. Scott Pilgrim brought a frenetic energy we weren't seeing in many games at the time. It featured the same kick-ass vibe and insanely fun multiplayer mayhem as several other classic beat-em-up games. So really, all those cries for the game's return weren't just noise. This was a brawler worthy of your time, and we can't wait to face the 7 evil X's once again.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. GoldenEye 007. Of all the games that could shape the gaming landscape, one would not expect a licensed game, and yet GoldenEye 007 plays an important role in console gaming as it showed how first-person shooters, both single-player and multiplayer, could work on a home console. Between the soundtrack, environments, and gunplay, GoldenEye perfectly recreated the feeling you get when watching a James Bond movie. Exciting in its campaign and serving as an excellent house party game, GoldenEye 007 would lay the foundation for other first-person shooters and earn its place as one of the founding fathers of first-person shooters.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.